and I was knitting this. It was like cut from Pinch It Up with it. I'm not a red nail person. I've never done that. Just came back from a nail knit pearl needles. They mark. See, this is where it ends, and this. Hi, it's me, Kimberly, and welcome to this new video. I totally forgot to film an intro, so here I am editing Kimberly, adding in a little clip. This is a vlog that I filmed over the last week of November, although today is the 2nd of December. I still want to share it with you, although everybody probably is already in Vlogmas now. But yes, I hope you enjoy. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you like to see more of me, please follow my channel and subscribe. That really helps me, and then, well, you get a notification from when I upload a new video. So win-win. Let's get into the video. I just came back from Pilates this morning, and now I'm doing some damage because it's Black Friday, and well, I'm giving myself a present. So I've ordered some beautiful yarns, and well, I think I'm gonna be happy. And there's also some yarn for the boyfriend because he requested a hat, so I thought I'm gonna go for it. But he is a person who thinks that every wool or yarn is itchy, so you can guess where I landed on for him to get a non-itchy forehead. And maybe that is also the yarn that I ordered for myself. Gonna treat myself from my YouTube income on this yarn. The moment has arrived. I'm casting on a new project with these yarn balls. Let me grab. These are the yarn balls. These yarn balls I bought in Japan, in Tokyo, to be precisely. I really wanted to take some yarn with me when we visited the yarn shops. However, as I told you, I think many times, I'm not really a yarn buyer if I don't have any project in mind. And again, it was quite hard. So I just settled up on these like what is this, DK, I think, yarn, basic color, and then 100 grams, so I could at least make like a little scarf or a hat, or at least that's what the intention was when I bought it. And it just feels so nice. I don't know if you can like see. I'm gonna try, but it has like one big strand that looks a bit floaty. What do you call it? Soft. And then there's like one tiny thread that runs along it. So I don't know, it looks very interesting and very lovely. It's very soft. It is 100% merino wool, and it's made in Japan, so there's a little text on it. It says, designed to be as light as soft as possible, we twisted 2 fine threads of merino wool around fluffy carding. The feel is reminiscent of touching the soft bodies of merino sheep. That's why we named it Genmu, probably not how you pronounce it, which means raw wool in Japanese. Daruma offers yarn spun and dyed in Pishu, and that's the traditional home of woolen fabric in Japan. So very excited. I not so long ago bought a pattern for another scarf. I've been using my Sophie scarf quite a lot because it's really nice to have something around your neck, but it's not very thick and a lot of scarf. So I can easily put it around my neck, on my bike, and have some extra warmth. And then I was thinking, should I make another one? And then no, I felt like I wanted to do another type of scarf, so I set it on the Stay Toasty scarf, and that one is from Knits.bykimberley. I will put in a little thing here so you can see, and she made that one in, I believe, one in cashmere and one in another yarn, so you're sort of free to just choose what you want, of course. But I thought, what better way to use this? Well, then again, have to buy something else, because in the pattern she says you need around 200 meters, and this is 150 per ball, so I have 300. So I'm hoping actually to make the scarf and a little headband, so I have like a set, and I think that should be possible with these 300 meter of yarn. So let's get started, I guess. I'm excited. I have so much cast on energy, and when will we finish all these cast ons? I don't know, but aren't we all like that? Started, and I totally read the yarn recommendations wrong. I thought this yarn would fit because it was 150 meters and they were talking about 160, 170 meters, and I thought it would be fine. However, they were talking about a wool that is 25 grams and mine is 50 grams, and I was knitting this and it's like, it doesn't really look good, so I think this is not working. We have to give up on this. The yarn is very nice though. It really feels like you're touching a shape. It's really good. However, I have to decide what I'm gonna do. I don't think, even if I would go up needle sizes, I don't think this would work. So I think we have to take our loss. Okay, I'm lost in this. Maybe it is possible to use this because it says 200 meters of DK yarn and 400 meters of lace fingering weight yarn. So they're holding the yarn that is 25 grams for 150 meters double. So I think it in the end should be working out. Maybe I need to persevere. Maybe I need to do a little bit more of it and see how I like that it turns out. I do maybe want to knit with a bigger needle. It's very, how do you say this? Not like airy, very thick. So okay, this is better, I guess. The 4mm works better on this yarn.
The background of this video is quite chaotic because, as some of you may know, I'm in the middle of moving today for data. They're super expensive. Median phone plans are just
So, as you can see, I have been knitting a bit on this little scarf. It's working out. I, in the end, decided to rip back the little point that I made on the 3.5mm needles because it just didn't really fit with the yarn, and I just felt that it felt too scrunched up. However, I don't know if this yarn will like bloom if I block it, but on the 4mm, I think yeah, suits this yarn better. It's working up nice, I think. The stitch pattern where we have the knit and purls and then the garter stitch sections in between. And I just have to do this endlessly until it's wide enough. Is it scratchy? A bit, but I think it will be very soft when I block it. The yarn is very like spaghetti noodle, but I don't know if you can see the little, I think it's too dark for you to see, but the little thread that's around it sometimes doesn't pick up. So sometimes I'm like, oh, I forgot that little thread and I have to go back or change up the stitch and still put it in the stitch when I am already a row further. But I'm liking it so far. It's nice to have some yeah, progress on it. I think it could be a good staple to my wardrobe. And this little water bottle is keeping me warm. It's so cute. I'm so happy with it. It looks fabulous. And the other one is laying over there. I even brought it with me to work this week because, well, in our office it can become quite cold, and we are able to change the heating settings, but it's like a big, I think it's 2,000 square meters, so we're not the only ones sitting there. And because I bike to work, I'm often overheated when I arrive in the office and then get quite cold after a while, especially my hands. I don't know, when I'm sitting like still behind a desk in a computer, I just get cold quite easily. So I thought this could be like perfect for the office. I mean, to bring like a whole big water bottle feels a bit, I don't know, but this is like so small. You can even just put it on your lap or, I don't know, underneath your shirt, and it's, because it's so little, I don't think people would, I don't know, maybe people will look weird at it, but I think it's very good idea. At least I thought it was a good idea, so I brought it to the office. But it was a piece that, if I look at it, like I'm proud of it because it's the color work. I still did not block this one, so I should actually just go and do that maybe one of these days, because I think it will, the fabric will benefit from it a bit, and then some of the stitches will look neater. But yes, that could be a good reason to knit this up. If you're cold in the office and you want a little thing to keep you warm, this is perfect. In a minute, I need to get ready because I'm having dinner with old school friends. It's this friend group that we have been really close with during our, I think you call it high school. And yeah, we call it the middelbare school. After that, we all went to go studying, but then when we were studying, of course, we still went to go back home and be there in the weekends. And then a lot of the times we just hang out, went to go out for beers and drinks. And well, over the last couple of years, everybody's, yeah, I think going in a different direction. So people don't really see each other that often anymore. So we try to, yeah, stay in touch through organizing something. And tonight it is dinner. However, 2 people have called in sick, so my boyfriend is coming with me to, well, fill in one of the spots. I mean, they already know him for 10 years as well, so it's not like it's a stranger, but that's what we're up to tonight. and I must say I'm quite tired because I went to Pilates this morning and I woke up before the alarm, but the workout class is in West and I live in East, and it's about 25-minute bike ride. So I would bike there for 25 minutes, have a workout class for an hour, then we always do a coffee afterwards at one of the local cafes, and then I'm back home. And normally I would then work for the afternoon or for a couple of hours, but in this case I was off, but I still feel quite tired. But that's been a big team this week, so I don't know. Okay, I'm talking for way too long already, and I feel like my vlogs are turning in me just yapping and keeping you updated about my projects instead of like, I don't know. Maybe this is just what a vlog is. But okay, bye. I'm gonna knit further on my little scarf. Goed. Look who is here. We got a visitor. She's running away. Well, it's Saturday evening and I'm home alone. The boyfriend has left me, but I got a new furry friend in return. My parents are going on holiday and they just dropped their cat off at my place. So I think you're gonna be treated with some lovely extra cat cuddles this week. And I just made myself some tea, watching some knitting YouTube, because well, I've not really done that this week because I've been listening to my audiobook for the romantasy girlies out here. This week was the release of the second book from Kelly Hart in the the Quicksilver series, so I have been listening on that and been knitting, so that's been good. However, I was so tired a couple of times this week that I wasn't even able to knit or do anything, so I've just been laying and listening to the audiobook. I don't know yet if I'm a fan, yes or no. I feel like he what do you call this, the main character, the guy, has a bit of a foul mouth, as you can say, but I don't really feel like the chemistry or the yearning, and I really like that part of it, and that's not really happening. And in the beginning of the book I thought maybe there was going to be like a room for some sort of extra love interest type of thing, but that does not seem to be going on. I think I have a couple of hours left of listening. I think around 8 hours in total. It's like 24 hours audiobook, so we're not in the end yet, but I don't know. If you've read it, please let me know what you thought about it, or if you are reading it and what your first thoughts are. But it's a good thing to have while knitting, because I do think that while I'm knitting, most of the time I do put on the TV or any type of YouTube or just something else to watch, and this way I'm just knitting and listening to the audiobook. So I think that is good. But yes, I'm already sort of searching the webs to start something new. I want to have a fantasy romantasy book where there is yearning and where I can really feel there's tension, and I don't know, I just don't really feel that with this book. You already know that they are together, of course, from the first book, but still, I think, I don't know, I've expected something different, but that's all right. But well, I'm just knitting on my Tia zipper and I'm giving her some love because she has not had loved for a while. And I must say the pattern is not that easy, so every time I have to look at the pattern and be like, what is going on? I have to really, yeah, think about, so I really have to like sort of think about what's going on. But I also sort of started another thingy, but that's a light yarn, and this Tia zipper is a dark yarn. So I thought, well, it's still sort of light. I'm gonna knit on this dark yarn and give her love. This part looks good. Also, I tried it on, and there was like a little part where I had double, because of the way that I joined it. It like, sad news. I decided I want to make some fries out of the oven or air fry, and I want to eat some chicken nuggets with it. So I have to leave my home to get me dinner, and I even have to go a little bit further because I have to go to the big supermarket, because there they have the gluten-free chicken nuggets that I want. And also my supermarket where we always do our groceries discontinued my mayonnaise, and if you know the Dutch, we love mayonnaise. So I think they just discontinued in the small store, so I'm just gonna go bike to the big one and get into the cold. I don't really want to go, and it's dark already, but I think this is the moment, because if I don't do it now, it will not happen. I'm getting ready for the cold. Put on my little Sophie scarf, wearing my other loops, twisted loop sweater in like heavy merino, so it's very warm. Have another layer, put on my little headband, got my gloves, we gotta put on my winter jacket, and then we're off. Look at them eating together. I just woke up and it's white outside. Whoa, I did not expect this. Is je weer wakker geworden? Okay, little update, guys. I've been knitting on my scarf and it's going very fast. I've reached the point where I did all the increases according to the pattern. However, I also have this Sophie scarf, right, that I really like the length of, so I always put it like this, and then around, and then I really like the length. I must say that I lengthened the Sophie scarf because this length is not the official length. I've just knitted 2 cashmere balls so that I would use it all, basically. So I continued and then until one ball was almost finished, and then just attached the other ball and did decreases. But this one is not as long. Basically, let me check. If I put this together, can you see? This is where it ends, and this is where the Sophie scarf is, where I made the point to do decreases. So not at all the length that I would have expected. Let me see if we can find a measuring tape somewhere in this. Here it is. So let's measure Sophie's scarf first. That's okay, around 75 centimeters. Maybe I just am very off on the row gauge with this, because in the end she says the pattern needs to be 150 centimeters. Okay, this is more like 60. So we're missing about 15 centimeters. That's a bit weird. I'm 100% sure it says 150 centimeters. Weird. Okay, I did a quick check. It indeed says 150 centimeters should be the end result, and the widest part should be 18.5 centimeters. This is not 18.5 centimeters wide. I just thought actually it would have been longer even, because I changed the needle size. I mean, I went to a 4mm needle size while the pattern is knitted on 3.5. So yeah, I just think I'm gonna continue. I do have enough yarn. I mean, this is what is left. Okay, it's not coming out of the bag. This is what is left of my first ball, and I have another one, so I think I should just continue doing all the increases until I've met the 75 centimeter length, and then start doing the decreases. Yes, that's my plan, I guess. So we just have to adjust to make the scarf long enough for the liking. The puss is out in the open, and the other puss is watching it happen. Took a little shower, and now I'm finally going to block my Aster sweater. So I bought new, what do you call this, detergent for wool, because mine, I was out of mine, and I'm gonna see how this goes. I think she's gonna grow quite a bit. She barely fits. I really have to I think I have to come back in a couple of minutes and change her a bit, because this way not the whole sweater is able to be underwater, especially because everything just drains. To wear your spotties. Oh, somebody's awake. Oh, baby. Ja, we zien maar lekker hier liggen. Meow. Meow, meow. Good morning, guys. I'm grabbing my laptop to get ready for work. Working from home today. We're doing 6 hours today, so it's been quite steep. First week was like 3 times 2 hours, then the week after, so last week was 3 times 4 hours, and this time I have to do 3 times 6 hours. I do have an extra appointment with, well, the person who helps me reintegrate, like a doctor from, so to check if this is something that is working or that it's going too fast. But I've been knitting on my scarf. I've put in a little stitch marker for what the actual length is that is from the that I got from the pattern. Sorry, the cats are really I don't know, they're really clingy, because I think they both want attention, but they're a bit scared of each other. So he really Okay, the cat left us for a sec, or at least he's giving us some space. I've put in a little stitch marker to show where the end of what the official pattern is, because as I mentioned, I am not getting the length that I need, or at least I want. So I just decided I am going to continue the pattern, with the increases until I have the desired length. So we're getting there, and I really hope that this wool is gonna bloom a bit when I've washed it, or at least blocked it, because now it's quite, for the fact that this is so soft, you don't really feel that in the fabric at this point. So that's something we will have to discover. My mom was here to, of course, drop off the cat, and she touched it and she's like, ooh, the other one is way softer. I was like, yes, girl, that was cashmere. This is not cashmere. Oh, she's like, oh. I was like, not everything can be as soft as cashmere, or not everything can be knitted up in cashmere. But I've put on my Christmas list, we also feed a Sinterklaas. I don't know what's the appropriate word. I will put it in on the 5th of December, and that's also with gifts. So I've put on my list 9 balls of Cardiff cashmere in like this purplish color that I want to make a scarf with, the Vienna set from Petite Knit, or I can use the 9 balls for a tight fitted garment. I am not sure yet. I thought 9 balls is what I need. Maybe I should change it to 10 balls. That gives me a bit more wiggle room. I don't know. We will see. I think I've put that on my list, so I added how many I need, which color, and that they need to or give me the whole set, so like the 9 or 10 balls, or nothing, because I don't want to end up with half of it and then having it in a different dye lot number, and then there's change in the color when I have to order the rest of it. So I felt a bit weird to say that on the list, but I don't know. That way I just saved myself a lot of trouble, and I know it's expensive, so I just added, like, I don't want to be mean, but or give me all the yarn or nothing, because otherwise we're gonna have this problem with the dye lot numbers. And then if I can't find a yarn store where I can order the rest of it in the same dye lot number, I don't want to risk it. I don't know how consistent they are with dyeing, because I know Knitting for Olive can have quite a bit of change in the dye lot numbers, and yeah, I don't want to risk it and then have like a sleeve that looks in a different color, like just a bit off. I don't know. So I've also added in that cashmere yarn, but I've also added the yarn that is used for the Dagmar collection. So I do really want to knit another cabled garment. However, I do not really know what. So, or it's going to be the Dagmar zipper or the Dagmar jacket or a different one. However, I feel like that yarn is something I really want to knit with, and I think that is 800 grams is enough for me to knit or the Dagmar zipper or the Dagmar jacket. And I think it will also be enough if I choose another knitted cable sweater. So I've also put that on my list in the hopes that people can sponsor me some yarn for some great garments. But for now, I am gonna start my laptop and start work, and then do a little knitting breaks in between to make it a bit what do you call this? Manageable, I guess. because I do really still have, it's not the concentration issue, but this feels really mindless, and work is not mindless at all. And I do tend to get very severe headaches. So the last couple of weeks when we were like reintegrating and doing the extra hours, I was getting a lot of headaches, like where you have like this high pitch in your ear and really sensitive to light. So I really feel like my body is, well, reacting to it quite intensely. So it feels like really overprikkeled, oververmoeid. I don't know. So we will see what today brings. I'm going to do the 6 hours today. I'm going to try to do the 6 hours tomorrow in the office, and then we reassess on Wednesday. So that's my update for now. And I thought, what better day to wear my purple cloud sweater. This is such, wow, it's such a great project. It's so warm because I've knitted it with snap-neck and a strand of mohair. So it's very dense and it's very warm, and then even it has a little neckline, so you feel it's not too high up, but you feel like it's doing something. I don't know. I really love it. I really recommend this pattern as well. I think sometimes I'm like, maybe I should knit another one. So who knows? On my way home, I'm wearing my Esther sweater. She really blocked out beautifully. She really relaxed. Sleeves are a bit long, so if I hold my arms down, they come right here on my wrist, but I also sort of like that, so it's very snuggly. But we go back home to the kitties.
Till we get to the gate at the airport tomorrow, I will probably passport babe, and he'll be like, huh? Or we'll get into the car, and I thought I would start this vlog now just so I could do the chat and stuff, and like I don't know how much I'm going to be able to vlog when I'm there. I'm hoping I can get over my fear of vlogging in front of Mr. Penrose. A Midland hood. Now the Midland is a design of mine that was originally a cardigan.
I don't know. People who have been watching me for a longer time maybe know that I had like this shoulder/arm injury that you get from your computer. And I think last weekend we went to the gym and we did some exercises where you also train your shoulders and your chest, and everything felt fine until like yesterday evening. It all of a sudden felt like it was like cramped all the way like in my shoulder, and yeah, the front side of my shoulder and like my chest near like the boobies. It just started to hurt so bad. So yesterday I used my mini hot water bottle to put it on there while I was laying in bed, and I put some muscle cream on it, and today went quite fine. But now, as I've just been knitting on the scarf a bit, it started to hurt again, and I even tried to like add a pillow underneath to avoid like pain maybe and give them extra structure to my arm, but it's not really working thus far. So I hope this just blows over, because I don't want to have this issue again. I don't feel like I've been knitting that excessively that it should be coming from that. So I don't know. It sucks though. You know what's annoying? I, as I said, drink like alternative milk because I can't have normal milk. And normally I drink Fly Barista. It's a German brand who makes pea milk. And this is also pea milk, but I like the other one better. And I ordered like 16 of, what do you call this? This morning, I don't know. Then it's sometimes like, let's say 1 in the 4 or something goes back to sender because it gets damaged, and I understand because it's like 16 kilos of just milk shipped by DHL. So now I did not get that one. It went back to the sender. I talked to the sender. They have a very nice customer service, so they send me a replacement one. And that replacement one didn't reach my home. So the package delivery says it's delivered last Thursday. I was at home in the evening. Nobody rang my doorbell. None of my neighbors took the package. And then also I tried other homes here nearby where I'm like, maybe my package is over there, but it isn't. But DHL says it's delivered, and I'm like, it is not delivered. Somebody even put like a handwriting down. So now there's like an investigation. I have to wait multiple days. Then the sender, the fly, also send me this form that I can fill in. It's just so much. I know it's the end of the year, and I know everybody's ordering packages. So am I. And I know that makes it crazy at all these packages they post, but 16 kilos of milk just does not really disappear, or at least I feel like, how can that disappear? But now I'm at least making my coffee, and it's Wednesday morning, and I just wanted to rant, but I'm my Esther sweater, so I'm happy. Sadly enough, a latte art is not ready. Is not in my arsenal yet. I'm not so good at it. Oh, it's not even a heart. It's like a bean. Oh, and also one little update. This audiobook is not my vibe. I am so annoyed. I think after 50% of this book, I was contemplating on DNFing it. And I still am. I tried to listen again to it yesterday evening in bed, and I got so irritated. Then this morning I put it on, and then again I got so annoyed, and I was like, why? I'm so, I don't know, but I feel like I only now have an hour and 40 minutes left if I listen it on 1.5. Okay, call me psycho, but I do that. I feel like I need to persevere and go through with it, but damn, it's giving me a hard time. I really, yeah, I just hoped for so much more with this book. I was looking forward to it, and I don't. It's just not my book, but that can happen. Let me know if you read it, or if you read Quicksilver and are contemplating reading Brimstone, or if did you read Brimstone. I just want to hear other people, their opinion. Or that I'm just not in the mood. That sometimes also happens, that if you're not in the mood for a certain type of book, it just doesn't work. But then if you would, let's say a couple months further down the road, would try and read it again, then you love it. So I don't know, but I feel this one is just not for me. I feel like there's no coming to an ending. It's such a shame. I have been making some progress on this Tia zipper. It's going very slow. Every row is taking me quite some time, especially because it's, I believe, on 3.5 millimeter needles, or even 3 millimeter needles. Oh, that's so annoying with this Knit Pro needles. They mark the size on the wood needles. It's the wooden needles. It's like I believe this is the Symphony, and with usage over time, of course, the needles, like the yarn, I don't know, it fades, so you can't see what the size is anymore. Quite annoying, but I believe it is 3mm needles or 3.5. I've measured my gauge, and because I was scared that I was not meeting the row gauge, I ended up deciding wanted to make size small because I believe that's a bust circumference of 110 centimeters in the final. What do you mean? I believe that is 110 centimeters when bust circumference, and that is like 20 centimeters of positive ease for me. So I think that is quite enough. However, all the samples and all the pictures they show on their website is the model wearing size medium, and these are small models. So I think it's intended with a lot of positive ease, or that's just how it's portrayed in. So I was going back and forth a bit on which size I was supposed to make. In the end, I decided to do the size small, and then if I was not meeting row gauge, I could do extra increases in the raglan to meet enough length here under the armpits, and then if needed do some decreases again under the armpit, what I did with my Daydreamer cardigan as well. But it turns out that I'm meeting row gauge, so that's a once in a lifetime. Because I think that the last couple of garments, everything that I made, I was not meeting stitch gauge, I was not meeting row gauge, so it was quite a lot of maths to make the garment work for my body. But I'm very happy still. If people have been here for a longer time, you know that the color was not exactly how I expected it to be when it arrived. It's way more gray and dark than is like expected. It was called Dusty Moose, and I thought it would lean more to the brown side, and that's not the case. But I am gonna switch my needles to a bigger cable. This is a 120 centimeter cable, and I don't know if that is too big. I don't think so, because I'm also doing the arms, and now it's really scrunched up and doesn't really knit that nice anymore. So if I would switch to that cable, we're getting quite some extra length. And I don't know, maybe that's too much. Maybe we should switch to 100. Because with the needles, then again, I have 120 centimeters, I believe. Or more, because I believe these needles are 13 centimeters. So that's what I am going to do. It's just, every row takes minutes, like quite a lot of minutes, not just a couple of minutes. So it's not going that fast. But we do it for the end result. Okay, bye. I'm gonna do that now. safety first. I don't want these twisted fish, whatever twisted, half fisherman rib needle stitches come out of the needle. So we're taking precaution, and that's not something I do all the time because I'm lazy. But now in this case, I had to pick up some fallen stitches, dropped stitches yesterday or the day before, and it was quite a hassle. And you could really see it because the stitches sort of got looser. Looked a bit weird, but now we just transfer it to this other needle, because I must say that I do have quite a lot of these little things from Petite Knit, but they sort of come off my needles and with like small threads. If you put this on a needle and you try to push the stitches over, they sort of stay stuck behind the plastic. So, and then I pull it and then it just comes off, and then stitches drop. And I don't mind if that is like normal stockinette stitch or rib, and then I can easily fix it, but I don't want to risk it for this. Maybe I should try different cables. I feel like these are a bit worn out already after 2 years of having them, a year of having them. I don't know, if you know a brand that I should try, let me know.
Ik heb collega's na zo'n lange dag zien huilen.
Is dat erg?
Nee, is helemaal niet erg, want dat is, we zijn ook allemaal mensen. En we hebben ook wel de veiligheid binnen het team om daar in ieder geval goed over te spreken met elkaar.
En later, een aantal dagen later, is daar een bijeenkomst geweest met het TGO-team.
Wat is dat wat ik hier lees? Ik denk dat ik toen ook niet zo gehad. Dus dan heb ik ook wel spaar.
I've done my makeup and I'm so in love with this little headband. It makes me feel cute and happy. I've got dressed, put on some pants, my Esther sweater, and I'm gonna do my nails. And I'm contemplating on, well, should I get dark nails? Maybe like a brown with like a glitter, or light brown with a glitter, or I don't know. Because it's winter times, and up until this point, I have been getting pink, or just like, it's called the color soft, or I think I got honey, and that was a light beige. But I feel like we're entering the festive season, so maybe it's time to change it up a bit. I'm not a red nail person. I've never done that. Oh no, I'm lying. Last year I did that, but the sun is shining. I put them on my jacket, and I'm gonna go to the salon, the nail salon, and get some beautiful nails. And they're gonna be a bit shorter because I have to type on my laptop on work, and that's so annoying if my nails are too long, because then I'm touching all the wrong letters. So let's get going. Ja. Dus als andere mensen al boven de deur opendrukken voor die buzzer, dan hoor je dat in ons huis. Just came back from the nail. It's looking really beautiful. It's out of my comfort zone. It's pink with like a cat eye shimmer. Looking very good. And we have some beautiful sun, autumn sun or winter sun. It's quite low already. Gonna quickly eat something, and hopefully I can sit down and do a podcast. I can't sit on this side. I think I have to do the other side. So less beautiful sunlight, but otherwise you can see this. You know, it annoys me. So we're gonna quickly eat some gluten-free ravioli. like it? The project? Do you like the yarn? Oh, like a sheepy smell, hè? Ja, like a sheepy smell. Is that it? Is that why you like it so much?
This is where I got.
Als de wol echt lekker is, dan ga je erin bijten. Ik zie het al. Ah, joh, gek.